Okay, so we're here with the great head softball coach, Coach Peoples, for the first episode of the year of the Pirate Podcast. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's start off with what's happening today with a big game against a solid Kearney team that ended your season last year in the district championship and will dictate district seeding this year as well. What are your thoughts with the game today?
I think the girls are really, really excited. I think they feel some revenge from them ending our season last year, especially when we were ahead most of the game in the district championship last year. So I think that they feel a lot of revenge and want to go and do that. So I think they're really excited. I think it being at home is an advantage to us. Hopefully, we'll have a big crowd, and hopefully, we all play well, do our job.
Okay. And also, the start of the beginning of the year, you all started off the year with the Greater Kansas City Invitational, which you placed 7 out of 27 teams with a fun comeback walk-off win against the Lee Summit team. Do you feel like that tournament really shows what type of team you guys are and will be in the future?
I feel like that tournament is great because after practicing for about 3 weeks, it gives us new things to work on. It puts us in game-like situations with actual real games and helps us see some of our weaknesses, some things that we don't need to work on anymore, and just gives us our first taste of competition.
That's good. How do you feel the weekend went overall for this tournament just last weekend?
Well, Friday was nice. We always love going up to that Nebraska tournament. We ended up getting rained out on Saturday, so that could have been better. But we got to play great competition and got to get in some quality at bats and also have some fun. So it was overall very good.
Okay. And to backtrack a bit, we're actually going to go back to when you were a player for Webb City, which you won a ton of games there. How was that translated to coaching, having experience of winning and winning a ton?
I think that playing at Webb City absolutely made me who I am. Before I lived in Webb City, I lived in Nevada, Missouri, which is not as much of a strong athletic town. So growing up in Webb City, I think I learned true competition. I learned how to work hard. I learned dedication and just how to be an ultimate competitor.
Okay. And you also had the privilege to be coached by a Missouri Softball Coach Association Hall of Famer and Walter Risa. And he also just had his 300 win. So, what lessons did you learn from him, and how do you apply that into coaching style?
Yeah, Coach Risa and I are actually still close. We talk here and there. He taught me a lot of those lessons. You know, he taught me that you're not always going to make everybody happy, but you have to do what's best for the team. I also learned a lot of lessons from my assistant coach that was there, Coach Harris. She just kind of taught me more of like the team and the unity and the bonding. And then also from my college coaches, I learned a lot about more about strategy, I would say, when I got into college and just how to be a true competitor. And yeah, everything comes from those coaches that I've been coached under.
Okay. On another note, we're going to fast forward to when you took the job back in 2018. What was the biggest reason you got into coaching?
I would say just because of the experiences that I had when I was a kid. Growing up, it's the reason I became a teacher. I loved my high school experience. I wanted to try to replicate that for other kids, and same thing with coaching. I absolutely loved my high school experience and my college experience coaching. And if I could give back to kids some of the skills that I learned and some of the traits that I got out of coaching, then I would love to do that for other kids.
On another, last year you guys made it to the district championship, and the year before you went to the state final four. How do you rekindle that success you had in 2021 and use that momentum from last year to take the next step forward this year?
I think, like you already talked about with Kearney, I think we have a lot of want to go and beat them. So I think that is giving that fire some flame right now for sure. I think just the seniors are a big push for that. I always tell them this is their team. You know, I just manage it, so they have to decide what kind of team that they want to have. This year's seniors are really strong. They are great leaders, but they're different kinds of leaders, which helps too. And they want to win. They want to go out with a strong season. So I think that's the main motivator there.
Yeah, and that also ties into the next question. You have 5 seniors this year to fill in the shoes of a great senior class last year that had immense success in their 4 years as Pirates. So, how do you, like you said, what like how do they feel in the shoes?
They are. They're filling in the shoes really well. They're playing in pivotal positions. We've got two outfielders, two infielder spots, and then of course the catcher is a huge role on the field. Like I said, they're all different leaders. So some of them are leading more by example. Some of them are always positive influences, and then some of them are more vocal leaders. So I think just the well-roundedness of this group is making our team what it is.
Talking about the seniors, how they stepped up. How has the underclassmen stepped up to fill in the holes of the class of 2023 left?
Yeah, they've stepped up a lot. Briley Seifert is our starting shortstop. She in the last week has really come into her defense and her offense. She batted like 700 last week. She had 2 home runs in our game in Excelsior last night. Allie Riggs has been a huge presence at first base. She's consistent over there. She has a great attitude, and she's had a great bat too. So we've had both of them have come in and filled big spots for sure.
What's your favorite memory of the 2024 class?
Oh wow. Lots of good memories with the class for sure, but I would say even just this weekend in Nebraska, we got to go to an escape room and watching the girls do the escape room, watching their reactions afterwards, and just the small comments and the small conversations that we get to have in between is what I'll remember most.
Okay, and almost to the end, what's some of the goals for the team going forward this year?
I think they absolutely want to win districts, and then just keep working towards the quarterfinals and then making it to state again. That's what they want to do, is make it to state again, and not even making it to state again, but I think that we can compete once we get to state as well.
Yeah. And for a fun question to end it, your husband also played for the baseball at Missouri Western up in St. Joe, and you played at Park University. When your son gets older, what position would he play and why?
I think that Maddox will be, which Maddox also named after
Greg Maddux.
Greg Maddox,
Yeah.
yes. I think that he will be an outfielder because he's already showing a lot of speed in the backyard.
Okay.
And he's a little bit more sensitive, so I don't think that he would be like a catcher or more of like a third with like a contact spot. And being a pitcher is just a little bit too much pressure, so I'd love to see him play outfield like that.
Outfield. Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much.